What's up, beautiful people? Well, I'd like to cover a subject about the church. I was just shown a nice picture of the new Pope and the rituals of him being sworn in and all the stuff that they're doing. I will put that picture at the front of this video. What this picture actually shows is the new Jesuit Pope carrying a skull. I don't really care whose skull it is because they can say it's anybody's skull. You'll never really know. And then it has another picture of how they have bones placed out in the Vatican, in the church. Now, one of the things I really would like you to understand is the foundation of that church, actually the Roman Catholic Church, is built on top of a well-known pagan site. This is why you have a Egyptian obelisk right in the center of the, where you walk into the big open church where everyone gathers to listen to the Pope speak. This is why you have the courtyard of the pineal gland, which is in the Vatican, which is Egyptian worship to the third eye, which, that's the all-seeing eye. And you have all these things that are deeply rooted in paganism that these people, this organization, is really open about at the Vatican. You can go there and see it. There's tons of documentation on it all over the internet. But then when you try to show this to a Roman Catholic that really honestly does believe in Christ, they're so quick to defend their beliefs because you are crushing their whole little world that's based on lies that they actually refuse to study because their parents and their parents before them followed all of these bullshit lies when it was so obvious in front of their face that this organization of Jesuits, Freemasons at the Vatican are doing pagan worship. Now, what should not be so surprising to all of you is go look up on the internet when the Roman Catholic Church started. It was 300 years after the life of Yeshua Christ ended. 300 years. And was started by Constantine, who was a well-known practicer of paganism, just like all the people in Rome. Why they had orgies, why they sacrificed children, why they did all of this paganistic stuff. This is what they did before Constantine started the Roman Catholic Church. All his life, he was raised to be a pagan. In Rome, they were all Hindu pagans. They worshiped Kali and the Baphomet religiously. This was their religion. So then all of a sudden, over 300 years, the word of Yeshua Christ, the followers of the fish, start to gain power because they are with God. And Constantine starts to lose power over his people. And simply to keep power over his people, they, the pagans, started the Church of Jesus Christ. There ain't no Jesus. There's Yeshua Christ. There is no blonde-haired, blue-eyed Christ. It is a lie, it's a false idol, and they know it. In the Bible, It says he had hair like wool, feet of bronze, in the King James Bible. But then every day, if you point this out to any Bible-thumping Christian, just this simple fact, and show it to them in their own Bible, and then ask them, does that look like the Jesus up on your wall? Does that look like Yeshua? Did you know there was no J in pronunciation when that man walked this earth? J is a European adaptation to calling God's son's name. His name is Yeshua. Mary, his mother, and Yusuf, his mother, gave him that name for a specific purpose, for us to know it. So then you get into the crucifix. His blood was not meant to be spilled on the cross like so many billions and billions and billions of innocent people. To be crucified was something that the Roman pagans did after they conquered a city or a nation. What they would do is they would take all the head religious people, all the head political people, kings and queens, their whole families. Everyone that anyone looked up to, they would crucify them. But what they don't tell you in history is they would cut their heads off and stick them on top of the cross. So this is why Yeshua Christ, his body was taken off the cross and stolen by his disciples. So this did not happen to him. These were hardcore pagans that did this. And if people really researched their history and really understood how diabolical and really truthfully evil these people are, they don't care about kids. They sacrifice children on their altar. They go after your children. In the 80s, during the age of Ronald Reagan, after the Nazis fully take control of the Freemason churches secretly and the United States government, there was a time that these Luciferian skull and bones Freemasons called the Feast of the Beast. Do you know what the Feast of the Beast was about, America? It was about children. It was about these devils feasting and sacrificing children. Now, if you remember the 80s, to all of you adults, how many kids came up missing in the 80s? Does anybody remember Adam Walsh? I mean, America's Most Wanted was started because of that man and what they did to his kid. The 80s was the Feast of the Beast when these Luciferians openly started feasting and taking children. So let me again bring you back to the church and my personal experience, because I'm going to get graphic about this because I am so sick of people not understanding the truth about what they do. I'm going to tell you my own personal experience and why Interpol came after me to question me about the disappearance of my soon-to-be wife, love of my life, and yes, she was pregnant with my child when she came up missing. After my girlfriend came up missing, after me finding out she was a month pregnant, the British church sent a specific agent down to shadow me. I was working at a place called Baraka. It is a well-known place in Romania. It is an open bar that is in a park, the nicest park. No, not Chismizu. I forget the name, but it's the biggest and nicest park in Romania, Baraka. So this agent's first day was at Baraka. He was acting as a waiter. I can smell cops. I can smell government agents fucking 10 miles away. I always have been able to because of how I was brought up. I was brought up around gangsters because I was a dancer and they were always in the clubs. And I always listened to them talk and they'd always point things out to me and show me things because everybody loved me. Everybody loves a great dancer. So I learned how to smell a cop. So this bartender is English. It's his first day at Baraka. And we basically start talking. He's really cool. And I started talking to him about jungle in the UK. And he was pretty blown by my knowledge about the UK and drum and bass. I grew up in it. I know it like the back of my hand. Trip hop, all that stuff from the UK. I bought it at a record store for 6 years. Trust me, I know it better than most Englishmen because it was my job to sell it. So then he heard me DJ and he was blown away. So what you have is a government agent starting to wonder, why was he sent in to possibly kill me? This guy was in 007, and I will explain to you how I found this out. So I go take a walk with some friends. I'll be honest, we smoked a joint. It's what we do at Baraka. We came back, and my phone and my bag had been gone through. He was the only one there. It was his first day. I knew it because my phone was not where I left it. I have a very good memory. So what he did is he probably took a copy of my SIM to listen to my phone conversations. That's standard procedure. So I knew what he did, and I get pissed, and I just blurt out like I always do because, hey, all you government agents that ever fuck with me, that have files on me, that know about me, you know I'm an honest man. That's the problem. I never keep anything in. So I blurted out, fucking A, I fucking hate cops. I hate fucking agents coming around acting like they're this and this and this, snooping through people's shit. So guess what happened? Never saw him again after that day. So I have a friend, Robert. His father is the ex-head of Russian intelligence. Let me remind you, I'm living in Romania. I'm very connected. So I tell him about this guy when I didn't know he was a government agent. And I asked him, I said, dude, that guy was a cop or something. He's like, no, he wasn't a cop. He starts laughing. I was like, what do you mean he wasn't a cop? He's like, he wasn't a cop. I was like, was what? Special cop, Secret Service? And he said, nope. I said, MI5. He said, not really. And I said, MI6? And he just looked at me and said, didn't say anything, said, nope. And I said, 007? And he just laughed. He started laughing. And the look on my face was just like... So because of the things I was doing to find out what happened to my girlfriend, the English sent in an 007 to shadow me. So after I learned he was an 007 and I was being shadowed, I started walking around rapping. Because I used to do it like this. I'm walking down the street, no matter who I meet, I talk about these fucking Nazis. Because I'm sick of them always stalking me and my homies. Nobody ever truthfully wants to see the truth about what they do because they fucking took my lady to have my baby. We all know what these Luciferian fucking Freemasons and Nazis do because they're sworn to Satan. Can't nobody ever fucking fuck with this free flow because you know it's never ever underrated or debated. I'm a true MC. Now you're gonna see, Nazis, what you're about to do, and I say you're gonna bleed. Ever fuck with me and you fuck with my family, if you ever fuck with anybody that I love ever again, you and your fucking friends will be wiped out with all your sins. I never needed to keep anything in. I never needed to sin like you because it is what you do. So I walk down the streets rapping like this. Daha, I'm rapping to the beat. You see what I mean, my friends? So in Romania, I would do this like on the spur of the moment, talk about anything, talk about any subject, talk about what's going on, freestyle fanatic. So this is how I debriefed the 007 by blowing his mind and rapping. He grew up as a junglist. He gonna respect my shit. So then he started debating, what the fuck have I stepped into? Why the fuck do they want me to do this kid in? Then I started explaining to him about Nikagaru and the female cartel, fashion TV, me turning them down, telling them to fuck off because they smuggle women and kids internationally for the CIA. And I won't be their DJ. Huh. And basically my pregnant girlfriend just poof, like a puff of smoke. No phone calls, no nothing, no goodbye. She's supposed to meet me at the Duffy show. If you're a Romanian girl, you're dating a black American, and he's opening for the Duffy show, you know, Duffy Mercy, on the beach. Are you gonna miss that concert? Please. I had my own apartment. I had it like a king. And she just didn't show up. So in actuality, the person that owned where I was working, he was in bed with the mafia. If you don't know, the mafia in Costanza pretty much owns everything. So you had to give them half of your business to have business in Costanza. So Take, the owner of Baraka, basically had a beach joint, and I was the DJ. And my girlfriend just, poof, gone. So basically what happens is, an 007 contacted his British people and told them what he learned about the female cartel and how much they were snatching women and kids, and he learned what these people were doing and how they operate, and I'm showing him. So basically they told him to stand down and return home. Told him to fuck off. He turned into a rogue. So basically what happened after a few weeks of him destroying the female cartel businesses, I'm talking 5-star restaurants with brothels in the basement. I'm talking coffee shops up top with brothels in the basement. I'm talking Romanian Paracelsus group. What's up, Romanian Paracelsus group? The group of Freemasons that had a unborn fetus on their altar. That this unborn fetus that the, 007 just took for DNA analysis also found that it had my DNA. What is an unborn fetus doing on an altar of the Romanian Paracelsus group in their main worship room? How did an unborn fetus that was just basically bones and blood dried up blood get to be on an altar in the Romanian Paracelsus group's Freemason shrine. So after I learned this and he learned this, I was questioned about my Masonic orientations and who I belong to with my family, my friends, everybody I know. Everything was looked into by him and his friends. They questioned me, and I told him about my family. I told him, yeah, Wilbur Jackson, Shrine of Black Madonna, it's a cult. I told him my stepbrother, Shrine of Black Madonna, it's a cult. Black Masons, I don't belong to them. They came to me, asked me to join them 2 times in the United States. Why do you think I left? They nearly fucking killed me after I told them no. Then they came to me in Romania 2 times again, and I told them to fuck off, and my girlfriend that's pregnant with my baby comes up missing, and now you question me? So this is what happened to me in Romania. So now I'm going to make it public to put this to rest. So after this, the Romanian mafia pimps became very scared of me because there was a supposedly dark shadow man that was taking out all their shit. And nice, smooth, and ruthless. They knew I had something to do with it. They weren't sure if I was a government agent, acting like a DJ, at night going out, taking out their shit, or if it was me and my friends. And they just didn't know. Well, let me tell you, it was all of it. So now I'm back in Houston. And now you got a Jesuit Pope. Let me tell you people, my girlfriend was Roman Catholic Romanian. She was Roman Catholic Romanian. How many more women, how many more children have to die at the hands of these pagans? Luciferians. Cannibals. Because it's what they do. And the picture that's on this video, you're a fool if you're going to try to dispute this, because what does the new Jesuit Pope carrying a skull and then seeing bones in the church, their shrine, have to do with Yeshua Christ? What does it have to do with the Lord? The answer to you is absolutely nothing. They are pagans. And for you that are Roman Catholic, I'm sorry, but you need to wake up. I ain't no motherfucking pagan. I don't worship rituals like skull and bones rituals. I am not part of an organization that is called Skull and Bones, that is single-handedly responsible for putting every president in the White House for the last, decade? Even Obama, Skull and Bones. Dick Cheney, Skull and Bones. Bush family, Skull and Bones. If you haven't seen the movie The Skulls, that's them. If you have a society, a secret society, why be secret about it? Because honestly, if the public knew that you sacrifice women and kids, do you honestly think they would let you exist? The world would hunt you down to the ends of this earth, and you would completely be abolished. And this is what's about to happen. There ain't no place you can hide for the Father of creation. Have you heard that saying? I'm ascending from outer space to find another race. Chase the fucking beast man out of this place. Food for thought. Now you know who you're listening to, who you fucking with, why they spend so much money here in America to keep me broke in this bullshit house with these Freemasons, Mexicans, and black sellout nigger Freemasons working for Nazis. Taking orders from this bitch. Acting like you know who she says she is, but shit, she ain't. All you gotta do is run a voice analysis on G, the woman, my mother that I love, from 781 Country Place, when I lived in Spring Branch. And you can see it ain't the same woman speaking. She sounded like me, not like some country southern bitch. Have a good day. Welcome to the real Texas. Hope it's about to get real bloody up in this motherfucker. Peace.